So, the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC released for $20 on September 12th, the day the Nintendo Direct happened. And there has been a lot of discourse online, mainly towards the negative side. And I'm personally enjoying it, but I also have some criticisms, so I'm going to be simultaneously defending and critiquing this DLC, which um, I I've been enjoying. I have like 2 to 3 hours, so I'm pretty experienced in this DLC. So I feel I am qualified to, give and share my opinions. So we're gonna start off by talking about the DK Island portion. We're going from like the worst stuff to the best stuff. So obviously, many people do not like DK Island and how they handled handled just how they handled it in general. So actually, starting with the positives, my bad. Um, there's many references, you know, as that would make sense as this is Donkey Kong's home and it's been at many games. The DK bongos from the Donkey Konga series back on the GameCube have an island in the back of the like in the back of the island. You can see them. I think that's pretty neat. There's like nothing to do on there, so let's take a picture as I did right there. Um, and I think it's a really neat reference because the team that worked on Donkey Kong Bonanza, their first game was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, I believe, in which you use the DK bongos to control Donkey Kong. So I think that's pretty cool. And then also, this is a picture of inside of Donkey Kong's treehouse. And there's many references in here. As you can see, there's Candy Kong on the wall. And there's also the TV, which was also in Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze. So I think that is really cool. And then the two statues. Yes, King K. Rool. I don't care about spoilers. Um, I don't care about telling anyone about the spoilers. So I took both of these pictures. You start off by getting the Donkey Kong and Pauline statue. I think these statues are really cool. I think it's good for people like me who like to 100% games. Um, and I think so far the statues I've gotten are really well done. And I love the shininess and the colors of them. So now on to Emerald Rush, which is the new mode where all the gold is turned into emerald, and you try and collect as much as you can, and Void Kong will give you different goals to complete. You can like get perks and make it so you can get more emerald from defeating certain enemies. It's very interesting. So as you can see here, these are some results I've gotten. As you can see in the bottom right, there's an emerald multiplier, and mine got up to 165.5, and you can see I achieved 28 goals. You can see all the perks I got and all the different skills I achieved. And then in the top left, you can see a graph of how much emerald I got, and you can see Void Kong celebrating because, awesome. And then there's also this, and each time, uh, so your total rating points, once you get to a certain number, you will get another reward. Like, as you can see, the britches in the top right, it says 380 or 3, 330, and I need 28 until I can get that, and then I get new britches. And I think that it's really cute how there's a picture of Donkey Kong and Pauline. I'm not sure if the employee number means anything, but and then you can also get new clothing at like the bridges, for example, for completing, you know, and completing the like completing more emerald rushes. And you can also do it on like 5 or 6 different levels, I believe. I've done it on the Hilltop Canyon and DK Island, and I think that the outfits look pretty cool. I especially like the pants, the breeches that DK is wearing. Now to the negatives. This guy, this banana thing, makes me so angry because I don't know what to do. I watched a video on how to do it. I'm still insanely confused. This is a game for kids, you know? I don't know why they make it so I'm a teenager and I don't know how to do it. So, I don't get why they make it so confusing. I think his design is neat, I guess, but I think they could have done better with that. So, you know, you'd think on DK Island there'd be maybe some new Banandium gems to collect, some fossils, you know, along with the fossils, some maybe like clothes that are references to previous things, such as um like Swanky Kong, maybe like his clothing, or Chunky Kong's clothing. Rest in peace. And then, Funky Kong, Lanky Kong, Swanky Kong, maybe you'd see them, or Chunky Kong's like grave or something. Maybe you'd see that on the island. No, you don't get any Bananium gems, fossils, new clothing, or Swanky Kong, Funky Kong, Lanky Kong, or Chunky Kong. I think it's a real missed opportunity to not have any old characters like that. I also think that it's because in Emerald Rush mode, there are bananas to collect, and they're placed in different spots around the island. Why couldn't they just have put those in on the normal map and given them names, as like on the floating island or something, for example, would be a name of a Banandium gem. Why why couldn't they just take them from Emerald Rush mode and put them on there? Same with the fossils. There are fossil locations during Emerald Rush mode, but there aren't any fossils on the normal DK Island. Um, and you can't get. I think reference clothing would have been cool, or just new clothes. You know, uh, new new clothing styles for Donkey Kong. I think what would have been hilarious is like a really long tie for Donkey Kong, for example. Or maybe like Donkey Kong in a suit, as if he was going to a wedding. Or tuxedo. I don't know. Um, and also no like throwback characters. Like you have Rambi, Cranky, Dixie, and Diddy Kong on there, and then obviously there's the picture of Candy Kong, but I feel like they definitely could have brought back these characters, you know, and then like I think they could have gone a bit farther with the references as well. Maybe off in the distance you could see King K. Rool's lair from Donkey Kong 64. Um, I also think, maybe you could see like other islands from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I'm not sure where that is in the timeline, but there are other islands in Tropical Freeze and you can see them. Um, I think it would be really cool if they put fossils, if they could be like the Snowmads or the Tikis from Tropical Freeze and Returns respectively. I think that would have been really cool. Um, so overall, do I think this is worth the $20 price tag? I don't think it is, but for me, I've been really enjoying this. I think I will get my $20 worth out of the amount of hours I'll be playing this because I've been having a lot of fun. I probably will try and get as many statues as possible, but the content you get, DK Island, which has pretty much nothing and it's just a reference, um, and Emerald Rush, I think Emerald Rush is solid. I think That's worth at least like $2 on its own. Um, but then DK Island, I think that definitely, if they weren't gonna put any content in it, that should have been a free update. Emerald Rush, I could see them maybe charging like a couple dollars for it, or it would make the most sense having it come along with DK Island. So yeah, in the end, not worth $20, but I'm gonna be really enjoying my time with it.